Whoosh whoosh. The figures of 6 paths appeared at the same time. Surround Kushina in the middle. They are all wearing auspicious cloud gowns with black backgrounds, with black nails on their faces and orange hair. Both eyes are the same purple ripple eyes. These eyes, 6 pairs? Kushina was a little surprised, and so was Minato. They have very little information on Rinnegan, but never expected that there are 6 pairs of eyes. Wrong. Kushina always has Kagura's eyes open. She has already noticed some clues, but she is not sure yet. Then let's try it out. Are you ready, Kushina? Minato and Kushina thought through each other, and instantly realized what Kushina was thinking. The chakra fluctuations of the 6 are weird. It feels like being alone. Under normal circumstances, only shadow clone technique can explain this phenomenon. But apparently, this is not shadow clone. But that's okay. The purpose of their visit this time is to test. Fine. Kushina mobilized chakra again, the scarlet chakra coat appeared, and 3 tails fluttered. We don't have many chakra. In this mode, it can last up to for 5 minutes. If you use tailed beast bomb, this time will be reduced. Kushina locked eyes on a pain, and chakra was ready to move. 3 tails. At this moment, a man with short orange hair spoke in a cold voice. It seems that you are not the real body of 9 tails Jinchuriki. So that's the case. Is it just to test it? Nagato finally understood the enemy's purpose. Just as he let Conan test the enemy with his paper double. Those who come are also rushing to collect information. Without further ado, Kushina is not in the mood for interaction. 6 people. Then let's grab it together. Shine. The 6 paths chakra chains bloomed instantly, and each of them found a pain. But it was the moment when Kushina launched the adamantine sealing chains. 6 double Rinnegan figured out his vision and responded immediately. The 5 retreated in time, leaving only 1 pain. As for the remaining 5 people, they quickly dispersed and formed seals with their hands at the same time. Ninja summoning technique. Boom boom. 3 streaks of white smoke appeared in succession. But only 2 figures appeared. A vicious dog with 3 heads and a huge rhinoceros. With white smoke coming out of the nostrils of the giant rhinoceros, it rushed towards Kushina. The 3 vicious dogs were a little slower, and they also rushed from the side. Danger is approaching. But at the same time, Kushina frowned, showing no intention of dodging. Her chains bound an enemy. But the strange thing is that the enemy has not blocked chakra by her. Instead, her chakra flowed into the enemy's body continuously along the adamantine sealing chains. And it's fast. In the blink of an eye, chakra has absorbed 10% of her. This guy can absorb chakra. Kushina, withdraw. Minato called out loudly. Damn it. Kushina finally gave up the urge to squeeze this man, and retreated. However, although Kushina escaped the impact of the giant rhinoceros, but Cerberus is not far behind. Adamantine sealing chains again. Kushina. Minato calmly commanded, we need to confirm whether each of them has the ability to absorb chakra. Including the summoning beast. Understood. Kushina snorted coldly, and the adamantine sealing chains activated again, binding the vicious dog so that it couldn't move. This time, she didn't feel chakra being sucked away. But I felt another attack coming. A long transparent tongue stretched out when Kushina landed on the ground. It's too late to hide, Minato. Kushina hurriedly called, and Minato was not idle. The flying thunder god was launched, and Kushina suddenly disappeared and reappeared, having come to the place marked by Minato earlier. One person can absorb chakra, and the Japanese master the powerful summoning technique. Minato quickly analyzed the information obtained, and Kushina also looked at the remaining 5 people. I still haven't found the main body, Minato. Not good. Suddenly, a red laser shot over. In desperation, Kushina mobilized the 3 tails to resist in time. Fortunately, the power was bearable, but it also reached the critical point where the clone disappeared. One more shot, and Shadow Clone will disappear immediately. Kushina finally saw the origin of this attack. Unexpectedly, it was launched from a person's head. As this? The puppeteer? It's not right. Kushina frowned. If it was the puppet master's puppet secret method, then she would not be unaware of chakra's manipulation. Let's find their bodies as soon as possible. Minato was also somewhat puzzled. 6 people, it is not ruled out that the person who is suspected of being a puppet just now may also be the main body. I can only break them one by one, drunk. No matter which is the ontology. As long as you get along with the puppet, it will be easy to handle. Great. Just destroy all the puppets. Let's start with the guy who controls summoning, Kushina. Minato locks onto a target that most closely resembles the original. Is that so? I think the 3 who haven't done anything are more like it. Intuition. Let Kushina lock Yahiko. That's the guy who talked to her in the first place. The hair color, expression, and features of the black nails on the faces of the 6 people are basically the same. But only this. Chakra amount is much more than others. Give it a try, Kushina. Minato agrees. The next moment. Whoosh, Kushina kicked out a huge hole under her feet, and the red figure went straight to Yahiko. Minato, on the other hand, paid attention to the situation of the other 6 people. Although there were only 3 people who made the move just now. But the cooperation with each other is seamless. Even after he launches Flying Thunder God to land, the attack can follow. I always feel that the 6 of them seem to be connected with each other. But even if not, it should be about the same. There are so many of the same characteristics on their bodies, and it is obvious that there is more than just a little connection between them. But at this moment, just when Kushina's attack was about to hit Tiandao Pain. It's over. I'm going to find your body now. Tiandao Pain clasped his hands together. God Luo Tien sign. Seal the ghouls and release them. With a scream from White Zetsu, his stomach was cut open. At the same time, the phantom behind him was cut open. A mass of souls floated out. Orochimaru, on the other hand, pressed his hands on the body of another White Zetsu. Impure world reincarnation. I saw that group of souls floating directly into White Zetsu's body. The next moment, a large amount of dust covered this White Zetsu. Orochimaru was panting heavily, sweat dripping from forehead. Use of 2 forbidden techniques in succession. Although the consumption of chakra is not too much, if there is a slight deviation, he will be gone. But, fortunately, a smile spread across Orochimaru's face. It seems that I have completed my task, Naruto-kun. Naruto narrowed his eyes. He watched the whole process of Orochimaru's operation. It's a bit different from the anime. In the anime, Orochimaru seems to know everything. 5 White Zetsu. 1 used for his own reincarnation after he released his hands and 3rd generation and 4th generation souls. The remaining 4 are sacrifices to the impure world reincarnation of the 4 Hokages. And now it seems that Orochimaru is still not so sure. Although I know the way to unblock the ghouls. But act very cautiously. Let White Zetsu be the sacrificial offering, and play around with it yourself. But Minato's soul, after all, was revived. A coffin rose from the ground. The coffin boards were opened, and along with bursts of white steam, Minato's face was revealed. But Orochimaru did not continue to awaken Minato. Instead, summoning produced a white snake. The white snake spit out 2 scrolls. After Orochimaru took it, he threw it directly to Naruto. Naruto-kun, you should know what this is. Orochimaru wiped the sweat from his brow, playing with taste in his tone. 2 letters? Naruto asked with a frown. The letter is the 4th Hokage's summoning spell. I can't occupy this. Naruto-kun's father is not. Orochimaru gave a strange smile, and the other letter. Some things, after all, Naruto is not suitable for doing it, so I did it myself. The summoning technique of Kushina Impure World Reincarnation is also ready. Very caring. Naruto is equivalent to paying nothing. Orochimaru made arrangements directly. Not just Minato's soul, but even Kushina is ready. Just right, the day will be resurrected. Mr. Orochimaru is so enthusiastic, it makes me a little embarrassed. Naruto opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan again and looked at Orochimaru from afar. Orochimaru was taken aback. For a moment, when he looked directly into these eyes, he felt as if his soul was being swallowed. Orochimaru dared not have any more greed. Where? Orochimaru said hastily. Kushina and Minato are both my juniors. Back then, we had a good relationship. If the old man didn't transfer me away, I would still be in Konoha on the night of 9 tails. Maybe, the 5th Hokage is me now. Orochimaru hastily distanced himself. He is very clear about the family's resentment towards Konoha. Danzo thinks Minato is getting too close to Uchiha. Although he didn't say it clearly at the time, he probably knew a thing or two at the time. After all, Danzo has been coveting Uchiha's Sharingan. And after the sacrifice of the 4th generation, the old man also betrayed his promise. Naruto lived a more miserable life than the Jinchuriki of other ninja villages. It's just that the two old men never thought of it. The 4th generation couple. Will they leave consciousness in Naruto's body? This is just great. The souls of the two old men return to the Pure Land. And Minato and Kushina, it's true, I believe it. Naruto raised his eyebrows and took the 2 scrolls. Immediately, Minato's coffin was submerged in Purple's summoning technique. Of course. I'm very honest, Naruto-kun. Orochimaru ignored the irony between Naruto's words. Curiosity arose in his eyes. But Naruto-kun, for the sake of my overfulfilling the task, can you answer my doubts? Orochimaru probed. I'm also very curious. If it's Naruto-kun, it shouldn't be difficult to do these things. But why do you ask me to come? Naruto retracted the scroll. He looked up at Orochimaru. There is such a momentary impulse. He wanted to take Orochimaru's soul for his own use. However, that was just impulse. The current Orochimaru is not a threat. It's no use asking for his soul. This urge was more due to the desire to try out the newly acquired pupil technique. Extract the soul. This is not a 100% successful technique. The stronger the extracted soul, the greater the risk of failure. Naruto glanced at the system interface. Yin attribute chakra has not yet reached LV9. I believe that at LV9, the success rate will be higher, and the cooling time will be faster. If I don't ask you, you can't introduce your new friend to me, can you? Naruto raised his fingers. Orochimaru's expression suddenly changed. However, for the sake of Mr. Orochimaru's enthusiasm, I will also give you a piece of information in return. Naruto said lightly. Orochimaru's expression suddenly became serious. Sasuke's body. I suggest you, don't get your hopes up. You can't suppress his soul. The flying thunder god mark on his body is not for you. If you really can't hold back your desire for Sharingan, I would suggest that you try to recultivate Uchiha. It's like growing Hashirama cells. You know what I'm talking about. After Naruto finished speaking, his figure disappeared immediately. Orochimaru was no threat, but it is indeed a very reliable toolman. Naruto intends to give Orochimaru a set meal after the distinguished heavenly god's cooldown ends. But for now, more interesting to him than Orochimaru was Black Zetsu and Nagato. Nagato doesn't hurt too much. Mostly Black Zetsu. I just don't know. How is this guy going to fool him into begging? Naruto launched Flying Thunder God and came to the Land of Rain. Shadow Clone was sitting on the stone slab, watching the battle with his eyes closed. It's not over yet. Naruto looked far away, but he could only see the black smoke in the Land of Rain. It's just getting started. My parents blow up Nagato's base camp with a tailed beast bomb, and now they're dealing with 6 paths pain. See for yourself. Shadow Clone raised his 2 fingers and disappeared. A lot of information fed back into Naruto's mind. After opening the Eternal Eye, Naruto obviously felt that his spiritual power had skyrocketed a lot. He accepted Shadow Clone's feedback effortlessly, without even feeling too much. As expected of the 4th Hokage. No, it should be said that 280 is Gold Flash. Or Gold Peppers. This is the first time Naruto saw the 2 fighting. With Kushina as the main player and Minato as the support, it can be seen that the Minatos are just planning to test 6 paths pain's ability. And it seems like it's almost there? Indeed so. Kushina's chakra chains bound Shira Dao, and the tail behind him directly tore the puppet body to pieces. Chakra is running out, Minato. Kushina looked at Tiandao Pain coldly in front of him. This person's pupil technique is a bit difficult to do. That strong repulsive force, with the chakra they brought, couldn't break through at all. But, not a big deal. Then try it out at the end. Just avoid the guy who can absorb chakra, the others, it's not a problem at all. Less than 5 minutes of fighting. Minato has roughly figured out the abilities of the 6 people. It is not a problem to break down one by one with suitable tactics. Unfortunately, I couldn't find this guy's body. Kushina pouted, and looked at the guy who could control the summoning beast. This guy is also pretty tricky, and at the same time. Nagato's number 2 base. With the black connector plugged in behind him, Nagato, who was sitting on the console, gradually became short of breath. Wood. Conan called out worriedly. Nagato shook his head, and after calming down for a long time, he exhaled. It seems that we can't be too scrupulous this time. The necessary sacrifice is probably impossible to avoid. Nagato continued to control pain to fight. Just as the enemy tested him, Nagato also tested the opponent. Both sides didn't use their full strength, and they probably figured out the other party's ability. The difference is, the basic ability of 6 paths pain has basically been figured out by the opponent. And Nagato, after confirming the other party's identity, immediately knew the other party's ability. Chakra with 9 tails is just a shadow clone. Aside from shadow clone, the other party is just a puppet. It just doesn't need to be manipulated by others. Your chakra is running low, Mrs. 4th Hokage. Tiandao Pain said coldly. You too can inject your consciousness into the shadow clone battle, so when your consciousness dissipates, what should 9 tails Jinchuriki do? Boom. The voice just fell. Kushina directly threw the Cerberus with adamantine ceiling chains far away, hitting the building heavily. You'd better worry about your own business. Kushina, who is about to run out of chakra, is confident. When I find your body, your little tricks will be of no use at all. The corners of Kushina's mouth were slightly hooked, looking domineering. She has seen the secrets of the 6 Rinnegan ninjas. If you guessed right, the one that just escaped from the tailed beast bomb's attack position is your body, right? With these eyes, but you can only fight with the same low-level tricks as a puppet master, you are really arrogant. Ah. Kushina sneered. The more she realized the secret of the other party, the angrier she became. This result was not what she wanted. The opponent's main body didn't dispatch Kushina at all, and we fell for it. Minato's tone was serious. On the other side, with Rinnegan. But only so few puppets were sent out to fight. The existence of the ontology, Kushina can't even detect it. Obviously. The other party still has nothing to fear. Just to test. Not really fighting. While Minato analyzed calmly, he also breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, Naruto was persuaded to let them come and try it first. Fortunately, they woke up in time and stopped Naruto. Otherwise, Naruto may suffer a big loss. It seems that we still have to think about it in the long run. Minato said in a deep voice, Puppeteer? Not popular? Tiandao Pain's tone was still indifferent. In fact, Nagato was extremely surprised at the moment. Sure enough. Has the other party already understood Pain's 6 paths ability? Even being able to say the word, puppet, obviously sensed something. As expected of the 4th Hokage couple. A 4th Hokage may not be a big deal, and if 2 people appear together, they may be able to defeat them one by one. But it happened to share a shadow clone. Nagato didn't want to use all his strength, because the next 9 tails Jinchuriki was the highlight. But without using all his strength, he has nothing to do with the couple. Then we can only count on it. Let the 9 tails Jinchuriki come over in person. Fighting against you 2 dead souls who are not even puppets, really makes me lose interest. Tiandao Pain said coldly. Beast Dao Pain picked up Shira Dao Pain's wreckage, and the remaining 5 people except Tien Dao Pain also disappeared one after another. The opponent's chakra is running low. It's just a waste of time to continue. This soul is weak. Kushina almost couldn't hold back and ran away. And Minato stopped her just in time. Let's do it first, rate. Ms. Jiraiya is estimated to be here soon, and it won't be too late to talk about it. Minato watched the disappearing figure of Tiandao Pain, and said in a deep voice. The strength of the opponent was beyond his imagination. Let's wait for Teacher Jiraiya to come. 6 paths after Pain's return. Minato and Kushina have nothing to hide either. Imprinted directly, disappearing. Naruto received the feedback instantly. The amount of information is a bit overwhelming, but acceptable. Naruto narrowed his eyes, probably receiving the message. Minato and Kushina didn't bother either. About 2 minutes passed. Naruto exhaled. Is it better? Kushina asked with concern. I'm sorry son, the battle has been a bit long, It's okay Kushina. Minato smiled, our son, he's getting used to it. Naruto opened his eyes. I'm fine. Naruto was a little surprised. There is a lot of information, but including the time spent on the road and the battle, it doesn't take 20 minutes to fight. The battle time, Konan and Six Paths Pain plus together, is less than a minute. As for the battle with Six Paths Pain, it only lasted less than 5 minutes. In just 5 minutes, the couple have already fully grasped the ability of Six Paths Pain. Except for Tiandao Pain's big move, the basic routines have been figured out. The 6 of them reacted very quickly, and they didn't feel anything at first, but later discovered that their vision was the same. The 6 people should be puppets, and the real body is still unknown. Minato roughly analyzed it. All in all, the enemy is strong. Although the tactics of a puppet master are used, it should not be a real puppet master. The main body that didn't appear, I'm afraid the strength is even more terrifying. Naruto was silent. Some speechless. Minato and Kushina's fighting feelings are already very clear. It feels a little overrated for Nagato. I can also understand. Six Paths Pain still has pressure on the couple. But Pain's main body, Nagato, is precisely the weakest point of Pain. But that's okay. Next, he will do it himself. The souls of Minato and Kushina have been obtained. There is no need to drag on any longer. Since I have roughly grasped the information on this guy, let me go in person. Naruto exhaled and said. As soon as the words fell, they were immediately opposed by the Minato couple. No. When he was fighting us, he obviously didn't use his full strength. The enemy fought while knowing our identities. He must have a follow-up hole card. Naruto, now that you have entered the land of rain, you have entered his trap. Minato said sternly. Let's wait until Konoha's support arrives. Okay, Naruto? You don't have to. This time, Naruto directly rejected Minato. If even we can't solve it, then how many more people will come will only increase the casualties. Besides, the battle location is in the land of rain. Even if he has any hole cards, he wouldn't dare to use them with all his strength. The advantage is ours. As Naruto said, he also took out 2 scrolls. Minato and Kushina were about to say something, but Naruto raised his fingers. Reanimation Jutsu. The 2 coffins were raised immediately. Naruto also opens Mangekyo Sharingan. The pupil power is mobilized, covering the 2 people in the consciousness space. Naruto. Minato and Kushina suddenly realized something and exclaimed. If you fall into a deep sleep again, you probably won't be able to wake up. Naruto said lightly. Minato and Kushina were taken aback at the same time. I know. Every time you fight, your consciousness will be consumed. If you continue like this, you will eventually disappear. Inside the coffin, both Minato and Kushina opened their eyes and looked outside in confusion. Just let me send you back to where you should be. In this way, I only need to resurrect you. The plan begins. It's time to get ready. Although let Minato and Kushina go, he may not be able to open the perfect 9 tails mode for a while. But it's not a big problem. He already has 90% of the control authority, and it's not impossible to forcibly enter. There is another half of 9 tails inside Minato. Used to control the Rinnegan, enough. If it is not possible, it is not impossible for Minato and his wife to have one. Black Zetsu has his eye on him. Naruto didn't think it was a coincidence. On the contrary, it is also curious how Black Zetsu will operate. If Minato and Kushina each have a Rinnegan, Black Zetsu wants to revive Nagato, but there is no way. Naruto. It's all a conspiracy, don't be impulsive. Uchiha Fugaku, also. The sound stopped abruptly. Naruto has already activated the pupil technique, and the consciousness of the 2 was directly sent into Luo Tian's reincarnated body C respectively. Sure enough. It doesn't consume much. Naruto exhaled. Forcibly depriving the soul may consume more pupil power. But just shifting the consciousness of the 2 of them didn't consume too much pupil power. The remaining pupil power is just for Nagato to use. I just don't know if it will work. Naruto raised his eyebrows. So far, his plans are going smoothly. The small goal of bringing the Minato couple back to life is also half completed. Mangekyo upgraded to Eternal Eye at a speed he didn't expect. But it was also a surprise. The third generation Musou organization will be born soon. Naruto's mouth hooked slightly. Minato and Kushina are still very confused. They just woke up, and there is a lot of information in their minds out of thin air. But soon, the expressions of the two are gradually shocked, gradually nervous, and gradually anxious. Naruto. It was still the same call, but Naruto raised his fingers and sent them back at the same time. Wait a while. Our family will be reunited. Naruto did not lift impure world reincarnation, but preserved the souls of the two. And at the same time, a crimson chakra also emerged from Naruto's body. It's 9 tails. Without the suppression of Kushina and Minato, 9 tails immediately woke up and entered a state of rage. Little ghost. What the hell did you do to this old man? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Raising his hand, the chakra chains directly suppressed 9 tails. Take it easy, Kurama. I am not your enemy. Now, the control right of Naruto 9 tails space has reached as high as 95%. Just the remaining 5%, don't do it all. Besides, he also has the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Handling the 9 tails is also easy without any problems. But, no matter what, it is not as good as Kushina and Minato. The existence of the two of them can not only help him control 9 tails chakra, but also help him activate skills. Simply the strongest support, but it doesn't matter. 9 tails will soon welcome a new owner. The corners of Naruto's mouth hooked slightly, and he was in a good mood. But 9 tails, who was under control, was not in such a good mood. You bastard. 9 tails stared at Naruto with wide eyes, like brass bells. What did you just call me, old man? Kurama. Naruto shrugged. Why? After so long, you even forgot your own name. Naruto's tone was full of amusement. If it was before, it is not so difficult to make such an arrogant fox obedient. But now, everything is different. Minato spent a lot of time with 9 tails in Shinigami's stomach. So that when it comes to the 4th Ninja World War, you can directly enter the 9 tails mode. Leave it to Minato to convince 9 tails. As for him, there is no need for 9 tails to be attached at all. In a few days, 9 tails' self-awareness will probably disappear. What he needs is someone who can help play support. Nagato is good. Impossible. How can you know the old man's name? You. 9 tails' tone was full of disbelief. And Naruto simply revealed his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Also, unlock the wood style from the purifier and drop the 9 tails. Although it can be done with some coercion, I still want to give you another chance, Kurama backquote. The moment 9 tails was released from the bondage, chakra erupted immediately. But Naruto only slightly raised his 2 fingers again. Wood style. Birthday in the tree world. In the space of consciousness, everything is concrete. But Naruto's wood style is really binding 9 tails, and is constantly suppressing 9 tails chakra. Is this the purpose of the first generation wood style? Impossible. 9 tails met each other and was suppressed again, but the astonishment in their eyes became more and more intense. There is nothing impossible. Mangekyo, I have it. Wood style, I have it too. Naruto began to use his authority and began to absorb his share of chakra. 9 tails began to lose weight visible to the naked eye, and gradually turned into a bony appearance. Skinny, like a poor pet who hasn't eaten for half a month. This power is nothing more than that. Naruto is feeling the 9 tails mode again. As he expected, 95% authority is not much different from 100%. It's nothing more than a question of whether 9 tails consciousness exists or not. Never mind. It's better to clear you. You know, there are too many. Naruto grinned. When he raised his hand, his tail was directly engulfed by pairs of big ones. Naruto now controls 95% of the 9 tails chakra. The remaining 5%, just left to Nagato. Look up. Naruto looked at the land of rain from afar. Kagura's mind and eyes are fully activated. Nagato's location disappeared. Minato and Kushina overestimated Nagato, thinking that the main body of the Rinnegan owner might not be a hidden monster. But in fact, Nagato is just a disabled person. After launching 6 paths pens, Nagato must be careful to hide his chakra. Rinnegan's pupil power can indeed make him disappear. But there are traces to follow. Standing up with 2 fingers, a shadow clone appeared immediately. Go get. Naruto suddenly frowned, turned his head and looked into the distance. There. 1 breath, no. 2 breaths, coming quickly. The breath is very strange. In the big ninja world, there is only one who can make him feel so uncomfortable. Absolutely. Go to Itachi and see if you can locate Nagato through Itachi. Tell the 2 of them that the general offensive is about to begin. Shadow Clone also looked in that direction. He was not in a hurry to leave, but his eyes became interested. This guy is here, probably trying to trick you into getting the Eye of the Moon? What are your plans? Naruto shrugged. If you have any plans, let's see how he plans to ignore Hiroto. The initiative, after all, is in our own hands. Tisk. I mean, Mangekyo pupil art. Shadow Clone hesitated to speak. Naruto shook his head. Never mind that much for now, take down Nagato's Rinnegan. Alright. Shadow Clone didn't say anything anymore. Flying Thunder God was activated, and went to find Itachi. Naruto stayed where he was, waiting quietly. His right eye has the pupil power to extract the consciousness and soul of others. Black Zetsu, supposedly, is also a creation of Yin Dun, and also a consciousness body, which itself is a thing without entity. But Naruto isn't sure either, whether his Mangekyo pupil technique is useful for Black Zetsu. Naruto estimated that should be useful, but probably can't extract much. After all, it is the consciousness made by Otsutsuki, and it has survived so many years. However, it should still be possible to weaken a large part. Naruto is looking forward to it. Black Zetsu took the initiative to find him at this time. Instead of bullying Obito, help Nagato take him down. This is very interesting. It doesn't take a moment. Accompanied by the loosening of the ground, a strange man covered in pitcher plants appeared. The face is black and white, also wearing the Akatsuki burqa. Hi. Listen to Mr. Orochimaru, do you want to see me? Naruto took the initiative to say hello. Indeed so. It was Black Zetsu who spoke. Naruto couldn't tell who was speaking, but he could tell through the voice. I heard that your excellency is going to destroy the Akatsuki organization, and even the members of the Akatsuki organization have bought a lot. I, too, came to defect to your excellency. Black Zetsu spoke with the word, fudge. Naruto had no expression on his face, but he was overjoyed in his heart. He really didn't feel any malice, but understandable. Black Zetsu has been active in the ninja world for so many years, so he must be aware of Nine Tails' malicious perception. It is not difficult to suppress and hide one's malice. Oh? You're the first one to volunteer. It doesn't look too trustworthy, Naruto said deliberately. Hee. Black Zetsu laughed strangely. I can give you important information to prove my worth. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Intelligence? Yes, intelligence. Black Zetsu said. I know that your excellency resurrected 4th Hokage and Mrs. 4th Hokage for the purpose of reuniting the family. At the same time, I also want to avenge the evil person who caused the disaster of Nine Tails back then, right? Naruto was silent. He was a little surprised. According to Black Zetsu, is this going to sell Obito? It's not right. Obito is the one Madara managed to fool. Go on. Naruto frowned slightly. Seeing Naruto's expression, Black Zetsu immediately understood. However, Your Excellency, have you ever thought about what you can get on the basis of revenge? Black Zetsu bewitched. For example, resurrect your parents in the true sense? It turned out to be Rinnegan. Naruto probably knew Black Zetsu's plan in his mind. Resurrection. What an alluring thing. Black Zetsu can always grasp the soft underbelly of people's heart, the door of heart. Naruto narrowed his eyes, and the blood-red Mangekyo locked onto Black Zetsu. I don't like this feeling very much, Mr. Ju. I feel that you intend to use me to achieve something, but I have no proof. Naruto's pupil power was mobilized, seemingly intimidating, but actually probing. Mr. Ju, would you like to help me answer my doubts? Naruto, this belongs to the knowing advisor. Black Zetsu has only one intention, and that is to resurrect Otsutsuki Kaguya. This requires a carrier. 10 Tails Jinchuriki, absorb the God Tree, then summon Kaguya. Uchiha Madara is this vehicle. But before Uchiha Madara entered the Six Paths mode, his strongest state was actually impure world reincarnation. Unlimited chakra. Unlimited pupil power. Fighting the 5 cages is like playing house. Fighting against the Ninja Alliance is like destroying a group of ants. To revive Otsutsuki Kaguya, Uchiha Madara must be revived first. The problem that both Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu ignore though is Rinnegan's resurrected soul. Although the older it is, the harder it is to resurrect, but impure world reincarnation can solve this problem. Call the soul back from the Pure Land directly, and then Rinnegan will be resurrected, and the sun will never meet. And now, Naruto reckons, Black Zetsu should also be aware of this method. It's just a different philosophy. Black Zetsu was calm. I joined the Akatsuki organization at the beginning, but I just didn't want to see the ninja world continue to be destroyed like this. Part of the philosophy of the Akatsuki organization is indeed like this. But it wasn't until I joined the Akatsuki organization that I realized that their purpose is actually naive and funny. Collecting tailed beasts to frighten the ninja world. Don't you think that this is a wrong will? Black Zetsu said grandly. Nagato is no match for 9 Tails Jinchuriki. Adding an Obito will not work either. This is something in Black Zetsu's budget. This Ashura reincarnation is outrageous. Conscious help from the 4th Hokage and the previous 9 Tails Jinchuriki in the body. Not to mention being able to control 9 Tails chakra perfectly, there are also 2 cage-level assistants in battle. Genius ninjas like Uchiha Itachi don't even have the ability to resist. Obito, Nagato is no good. Plans had to change. Konoha has already started to liquidating the Akatsuki organization. The ninja village, which had been encroached by the conspiracy for so long, was brought back to life because of the 4th generation, directly dispelling all the darkness. The current Nagato has not yet grown up, and the family of the 4th generation has already been killed. Then I can only give up this chess piece, in the eyes of Black Zetsu. There is no chess piece that cannot be given up. The reason why Nagato exists is just a carrier of Rinnegan. Just because he has the blood of the Uzumaki clan. And now, Black Zetsu has found a new replacement. Stronger. And better for Project Tsuki no Mi. It's just a question of trade-offs, somewhat extreme. There are no chess pieces that cannot be given up. Including Obito. I don't think there's anything wrong with their plan. Naruto shrugged. Rijao said pricelessly. Black Zetsu froze for a moment. Collecting tailed beasts, deterring the 5 great ninja villages. What a great plan. Although it is a little troublesome, it is always feasible. Otherwise, is there any better way, Mr. Ju? The Eye of the Moon, of course. Black Zetsu almost blurted out. Unexpectedly, really did not expect. 9 Tails Jinchuriki actually have the same idea as Nagato? That's easy. Indeed not. Black Zetsu laughed strangely. But to master the tailed beast, the Akatsuki organization needs enough power. I'm afraid it doesn't have this power, doesn't it? The last second was still saying that Nagato's idea was wrong. In the next second, he turned his face directly. In this regard, Naruto did not make a fuss. Instead, he became more curious about Black Zetsu's purpose. This thing can't be killed for the time being. Since it is said that we want to cooperate, we might as well look at how to cooperate. Naruto also wants to find out. What exactly is Black Zetsu's backup method? If Mr. Ju has this attitude, then there is no need for you and me to cooperate. Naruto's tone suddenly turned cold. Mr. Itachi joined me and gave me Mr. Kisame. Mr. Kakuzu joined me and also helped me provide false information to the Akatsuki organization. I have no shortage of people. The reason why I am willing to meet you, and have not killed you now, is just to give Mr. Orochimaru a face. Now, I'm going to eliminate Shao's organization, Mr. Ju. You should just conspire with Gao. Naruto raised his fingers. Don't try to confuse me anymore. Otherwise, I don't mind letting Mr. Ju disappear right now. Black Zetsu froze for a moment. Hundreds of minds in my heart are running at the same time. Finally, before Naruto was about to leave, he suddenly shouted. I know the information about the masked man. Your mightiness. Little Hypsi showed his feet. The corner of Naruto's mouth hooked slightly, but he didn't stay there. The flying thunder god was launched, and disappeared immediately. Even Obito is ready to sell. It seems that Black Zetsu is really planning to change the plan. Interesting. Naruto has no intention of taking Black Zetsu down just yet. But even if they want to cooperate, it is impossible to just nod like this. The dungeon of Shao organization will be cleared soon. He didn't want to be the target of public criticism. As far as the ninja world is concerned, the Fourth Ninja World War may be said to be fought. He has to prepare well. If he can't hide, then at least he has to be the master behind the scenes. You can't let Shao Hytsi operate in a daze. Naruto's drop point, where Minato fought before. A mess. Naruto is also spreading out his perception, trying to find where Nagato is. And at the same time, Shadow Clone also found Itachi. Be safe, Mr. Itachi, Mr. Kisame. Shadow Clone greeted with a smile. I don't know if you two are free. How are you resting? Ferret has been waiting for a long time. He looked up at Naruto, but said nothing. Naruto-san made such a big noise without saying hello, it's really scary. Ghost Shark Monster said angrily. I thought you'd at least let us know. That's what you said. Shadow Clone responded with a smile, isn't that a signal to do something? As a result, my parents fought for a long time, and the two of them didn't even show their heads. It's really. Shadow Clone pulled. Itachi remained silent, but Kisame chuckled lightly one after another. Naruto-san has the help of 4th Hokage and Mrs. Hokage. If we go, I'm afraid it will only hinder you. Don't be unable to help at that time, but drag Naruto-san down, that would be embarrassing. These words made Shadow Clone realize something. He turned to look at the weasel. Really? This guy is still not honest, but Naruto also understands. Slaughtering the whole family, leaving home, and going to the depths of the evil alone as an undercover agent. It is normal for Itachi to be cautious, but being persecuted with paranoia is unnecessary. Mr. Kisame is really humble. I still like the way the two invaded Konoha, it is more rebellious and attractive. Can you recover? Shadow Clone chuckled. At the same time, Mangekyo's eyes lit up. Itachi frowned suddenly, but it quickly returned to normal. He is used to the days when everything is hidden. What do we need to do? Itachi finally spoke. But Shadow Clone grinned. I thought Mr. Itachi would first ask me how I got those eyes. That's not necessary, Itachi replied lightly. It is not only Uchiha people who can have Sharingan, and there is nothing incomprehensible about others getting Mangekyo. Itachi said so. But in my heart I was terrified and terrified. Mangekyo, another pair of Mangekyo. And unlike Kakashi-senpai, it is a Mangekyo that can be opened freely. Itachi, I can't see Naruto clearly, but he is clear. This person is extremely dangerous. That's true. Shadow Clone shrugged. Danzo has collected a lot of Sharingan. If my dad hadn't removed the roots in one pot, these things would not have fallen into my hands. While speaking, Naruto raised his hand, and a small sapling just rose from the ground. Under the astonished eyes of the two, the barbaric growth appeared. Mr. Itachi didn't stay in Konoha, what a great loss. Combining Senju and Uchiha, you can get everything. As a result, I, a foreigner, was the first to get it. It's really embarrassing. Kisame silently took a step back. At the same time, with one hand, he was secretly preparing to lift his shark muscle sword. He didn't feel any malice from Nine Tails Jinchuriki. But it felt like a great threat. Itachi also frowned. You didn't come here to say these things, Uzumaki Naruto. Of course not. Shadow Clone showed a sunny smile again. This feeling of controlling people in the palm of your hand is really good. I just want to say. You should go home, Mr. Itachi. The Shao organization will be destroyed today, your undercover mission is over. The Flying Thunder God mark on Sasuke's body has been erased by Orochimaru. If you want to find it yourself, let me find it for you. You two brothers, it's time to reunite. Naruto said it very sincerely. Although repaying hatred with virtue is not one of his many qualities. But he still doesn't want to talk to Itachi from Impure World reincarnation if he can. A ferret is worth more alive than dead. He was still waiting for Sasuke to open his eyes and activate Indra's soul. What about me? Kisame next to him suddenly raised his hand. I still remember that Naruto-kun promised me to go to Konoha for a job. I'm a good old man who works hard without complaining. Naruto-kun, can't you treat one more favorably than another? Kisame said with a cheeky face, but secretly paying attention to Itachi's movements. Don't do it yet. Isn't it good to help Pain fight against Nine Tails Jinchuriki to achieve balance? Kisame was a little anxious. Now, under Itachi's continuous brainwashing, he has become a subconscious dominated by Itachi's will. That said, if Mr. Kisame is willing to come to Konoha to work, I will be the first to welcome you. Fifth Hokage and I are relatives. Can. At this time, Itachi stood up suddenly, but took off his forehead protector. Seeing this, Kisame let out a sigh of relief, and at the same time silently took off his forehead protector. What do we need to do? Itachi asked. As for Shadow Clone, he smiled and shook his head. How to do it, Mr. Itachi should know better than me. What do I want? Mr. Itachi, it should be very clear. Itachi fell silent again. At the same time, Naruto's ontology also received feedback. He opened his eyes, and the blood-red chakra spread. The groundwork is ready. Now, just wait for Nagato to arrive. Kagura still couldn't find where Nagato was, but that's okay. Nagato must be in the Land of Rain. And the Land of Rain isn't really a big job. Naruto enters Nine Tails chakra mode. The manic chakra suddenly spread around. Naruto just stood there. Give Nagato some time to prepare. Nagato is very good at hiding chakra with Rinnegan. Then hide it. He can't find Nagato, as long as Nagato can find him. Don't you want to collect tailed beasts to fight against the ninja world? Nine Tails, here they come. Please come out and check it out. Naruto opened Kagura's mind eye, but locked on Itachi and Black Zetsu's position. Oh? So fast. It seems that you are more thoughtful than me. Naruto raised an eyebrow suddenly, not long after he left. With a burst of space-time fluctuations, Obito appeared. Straight to Itachi. Nagato is there. 577. It will never be lost. Now the problem is with Obito and Black Zetsu. Once Nagato is ready to do anything to take him down, and Obito sneaks in to recover Rinnegan, Konan will definitely not be able to stop him. Naruto doesn't want to give everything to Brother Tuzi as a wedding dress. Therefore, the role of the ferret is reflected. The Nine Tails Jinchuriki has arrived. Pain is not necessarily his opponent. Prepare yourself, we need to support Pain. Obito spoke to Itachi and Kisame in a commanding tone. The members of the Akatsuki organization don't interfere with each other's tasks, and just go there rashly, is it appropriate? Itachi responded to Obito. Kisame changed his abnormalities so much that he didn't speak, and just looked ahead quietly. The rules of the Akatsuki organization only apply to members of the Akatsuki organization. Obito said coldly, his patience with Uchiha Itachi had worn down to the lowest point because of the last fight. He is very dissatisfied with the chess piece Uchiha Itachi. You are a spy from Konoha, don't say what is appropriate or not. It's over here, you can leave Shao's organization. The deal between you and me should also be terminated. Obito looked at Itachi coldly, don't forget, because of whom Sasuke, the group can live to this day. The voice just fell. Kisame and Itachi frowned at the same time. But all of a sudden, Itachi, on the other hand, grinned playfully. Talking about other people's younger brothers all day long, threatening everything. You're a bit shameless, Hunden. The voice just fell. The eyes of Itachi and Ghost Shark were stained with scarlet at the same time. Two pairs of Mangekyo light up at the same time. What? Obito was shocked and angry. Obviously, he fell for it. How dare Uchiha Itachi plot against him? And this pair of Mangekyo, where did they come from? Thanks, Naruto District. You have said everything I wanted to say heartily. Kisame appears behind Obito. Water-style water prison technique. Kisame, who had been waiting for a long time, did not launch any offensive water style, because he knew it would be useless to Uchiha Madara. Instead of attacking, it is better to tentatively trap this guy, according to Itachi sang. Ghost Shark. So that's the case, have you betrayed too? Obito instinctively opened the hollow, but found that it was just a water prison. While his eyes were disdainful, there was also a little coldness. First up is Uchiha Itachi. It's Ganpei Ghost Shark again. The two chess pieces that were supposed to be played by him in the palm of his hand turned traitor one after another. It feels bad to be betrayed, right? Tisk tisk. But people like you don't deserve any companions. Am I right? Naruto taunted wildly. Obito narrowed his eyes, and looked coldly at the two who knew nothing about transformation technique. Naruto, transformed into Uchiha Itachi. Uchiha Itachi becomes Ganpei Kisame. And Ganpei Guishie hides his body and waits for an opportunity to sneak attack. This is obviously prepared long ago. Ridiculous. In my eyes, they are just two chess pieces, like puppets. Since it can't be used by me, let's clean it up together. Since you know my identity, don't you think that you can take me down like this? Obito sneered one after another. You underestimate Uchiha Madara too. While speaking, Obito meant to walk out of the water prison. There should be no water stains on the body. His eyes sparkled with scarlet, and the Mangekyo Sharingan was full of murderous intent. Just you deserve to be called Uchiha class? Naruto snorted disdainfully, but took a step back. Mr. Itachi, this will be the last battle of your undercover career. Are you sure? Naruto asked. Itachi looked at Uchiha Madara in front of him with cold eyes. We have played against each other before, and the odds of winning are less than 30%. Even if we add Kisame, I'm afraid we won't be able to hold him back. Itachi said calmly, but obviously he was wrong. In Itachi's calculation, Naruto was planning revenge. It must be revenge, after all. This is the chief culprit who killed their family. No. That's based on the fact that you don't know the real identity of this guy, Mr. Itachi. Naruto's voice became more playful. Didn't you notice that this guy's Mangekyo pupil power is very similar to Kakashi-sensei? The voice just fell. Itachi and Obito were stunned at the same time. No, Itachi directly denied, but he already knew roughly what Naruto was going to say. Obito is also a heartbeat. Over the years, he has carefully concealed his pupil power, and even let off a control body. How did it still get discovered? This is impossible. Obito has a vague premonition. Those who betrayed him, it seemed, were not just Uchiha Itachi and Chianpei Kisame. I made a deal with Orochimaru to get my father's soul back from the Shinigami, using Itachi-san as a bargaining chip. I originally wanted Mr. Itachi to save Sasuke by himself. After all, Mr. Itachi always thinks that I have bad intentions. My mother asked me to kill you, but my father said to give you a chance. Naruto said half-truths. But what's interesting is that Orochimaru fulfilled the agreement, but didn't choose to get his due reward. Instead, introduced me to a new friend. Naruto talked eloquently. The expression under Obito's mask changed again and again. Naruto mentioned Kakashi, which made him gradually have a very bad feeling. Really? Your hollow is just a time-space pupil, right? At this time, Naruto has come behind Itachi. Leave the battlefield to 3 people. Although physical attacks can be ignored, it is not completely ignored. It's just that the location under attack can be transferred to another space, right? Naruto continued. Obito didn't respond, but Itachi's eyes flickered. You will close this pupil technique when you launch an attack. That's why my dad handily beat you 12 years ago, isn't it? Obito still didn't respond. Kisame has come behind Obito. Itachi also had Mangekyo in his eyes. It was similar to the information he had probed out before. The pupil technique of time and space avoids damage instead of ignoring it. When attacking, the entity will have to be exposed, and the closure technique will be used. Itachi secretly exclaimed in his heart. Not because of Naruto today, but because of the 4th generation project back then. Just by meeting him face to face, he can get a rough idea of the person's background, and he can also defeat 9 Tails after defeating him. It is indeed the 4th Hokage. It is a pity. Itachi sighed secretly, If the child Naruto can be like his father, then why is he so worried? It seems that the legacy left by the fourth Hokage is not only the 9 tails in you, Uzumaki Naruto. Obito was fairly unflappable. It can be seen that Naruto is just a shadow clone. Itachi and Kisame are not his opponents either. Obito has this confidence. It's not a big problem to clean up the two and then go to support Nagato. Do not misunderstand. Naruto put his arms around his chest, and the main event came. Killing Obito wasn't his goal, at least not yet. Rinnegan is what he needs the most right now. And, rather than saying that he wants to get Rinnegan and not let Obito get it, it's more appropriate. The ontology is fighting Nagato. For Itachi and Kisame, you just need to hold Brother Tuzi and prevent him from robbing Rinnegan and running away. They didn't tell me anything, you know. Parents always try to take things on their own. They are going to take you down personally. I just think it would be better to deal with pain first. As for your information, Naruto smiled. Senior Obito. You have played with people's hearts for so long, but you never thought that you will be played with one day, right? Obito, whose name was named, suddenly looked shocked under the mask. Mr. Ju told me everything. The time you can keep Kamui is only 5 minutes at most. Naruto continued to attack. From the beginning, Mr. Ju didn't treat you as a companion. You have been doing nothing for more than 10 years, and he has long lost patience with you. I just want to use my hand to eradicate you. There are too many ways to kill Obito. You can go to Kakashi and spray a few tailed beast bombs in his Kamui space. Can launch Flying Thunder God, easily backstab Obito. You can also take the Impure World Reincarnation Second Mizukage, and return to the detonation bombing for half an hour. That's much more reliable than Conan's sea of explosions consisting of 6,000 trillion detonators. The Shadow Clone senses the Flying Thunder God mark on Obito. He can find a moment to make a shot, suddenly backstab Obito, easy. But this kind of thing, Naruto still thinks, it would be better to leave it to Minato to do it. Personal revenge is always the happiest. The sense of emptiness after revenge can also become Minato's motivation. You are behind the times, Obito-senpai. Instead of thinking about how to harm the ninja world, it's better to reflect on why the people around you betray you one after another. Obito's expression changed again and again. Black Zetsu betrayed him. That is the will of Uchiha Madara, is it Uchiha Madara? Obito couldn't figure it out, but one thing is certain. Itachi, who knows his Kamui secret, will be in trouble. 5 minutes. Sure enough, the so-called invincibility in this world is also false. Kisame took the lead, and the shark muscle sword slashed at Obito. Obito did not dodge, but looked at Kisame coldly. I always thought you were the famous Uchiha Madara, but I didn't expect your name. Obito. It's an unfamiliar name. Counterfeit. Boom. Another knife fell. Obito chose to dodge this time. An instant came behind Kisame, and Kamui activated, trying to suck Kisami's half-body into Kamui's space. 1-2, when the ability is exposed, it can't be the same as before. Although Obito's mind is in a mess right now. But in this case, he had to deal with the two people in front of him before thinking about it. Amaterasu. Itachi's faint voice sounded. Bring to turn on Kamui almost instinctively. But only then did he discover that Itachi hadn't activated his pupil power. Kisame reacted in an instant and slashed at Obito, but it was too late, and the knife fell through again. Obito's gaze grew colder. Naruto's eyes became more playful. Obito is a master deception. A mask, a Mangekyo, has played with the ninja world for many years. His abilities are also extremely deceptive. Back then when he played against Minato, he was also inexperienced, which allowed Minato to win in such a short period of time. But it's a coincidence. On this small battlefield, there are more than 10 Obito masters of deceit. Ferret. Three-sided spy. At the age of 5, he had the idea of shadow. Good at camouflage, able to ferry back and forth between Konoha and Uchiha at the same time. Even until the last moment, no one knew where he stood. He even lied to Sasuke for more than 10 years. If Danzo hadn't admitted it himself, Sasuke would not have known it until his death. Ghost Shark is not a soy sauce either. After watching Itachi for so many years, they have watched each other and become close companions. In the anime, I even almost took 8 tails down by myself. Now, in the case of Obito's intelligence being completely exposed, fighting should be fun, right? Uchiha Itachi has to be dealt with first. Obito made a decisive decision, and a black stick appeared in his hand. Ghost Shark has been staring at him, he is not afraid of that. Kisame is not a speed ninja. If you are fighting alone, just dodge quickly and return to the Kamui space. Even, Obito is sure to suck Kisame's head into the Kamui space. Tailless beast. Just a mindless guy. Looks like it was brainwashed by Uchiha Itachi. Obito locked eyes on Uchiha Itachi. Always ready to interrupt me with Mangekyo, treacherous fellow. It can be felt that the pupil power has been kept active. It seems that the tactics have been determined. 5 minutes of hollow time. Obito's heart was gradually filled with anger. This information, except for Ju, no one knows. It is obvious. He was betrayed. When he first heard this information, Obito didn't understand. Black Zetsu, White Zetsu, are just puppet tools. How could they betray him? Even if the facts are here, Naruto has already said everything. It is only possible that Ju leaked his secret. Obito still can't figure it out. He was chosen by Uchiha Madara. White Zetsu is the tool of Uchiha Madara, Black Zetsu is the consciousness of Uchiha Madara. Betrayal. He couldn't think of any reason, but that's the truth. Naruto revealed a secret that he could not share with outsiders. And the only one who knows this secret is Chuangju. So, I'm not being betrayed. Dot was abandoned instead? Obito sneered in his heart, he probably guessed something. 9 Tails Jin Shiriki. This kid he didn't pay much attention to. This. The teacher's child. Madara's will, is it ready to change a spokesperson? Have you entered 9 Tails mode directly? With the help of the 4th generation couple, Uzumaki Naruto has also become a perfect Jinchuriki. Sure enough. The plan has to be changed. Chuangju watched Naruto in 9 Tails mode from afar. 6 paths pain reappeared and surrounded Naruto. The 6 pairs of eyes are connected to each other, and the holy will is colder than the previous battle with Kushina and Minato. It seems that Nagato is also serious this time. These pens are much more complete than before. White Zetsu guessed with a playful tone. Hungry Kido can restrain large-scale chakra attacks, and the power of Tiandao is not weak. It's not certain who will win this battle. Regarding White Zetsu's guess, Black Zetsu disagrees. Nagato, you can't win. Black Zetsu never took his eyes off Naruto from the beginning to the end. If there is no accident, the consciousness left by the 4th generation couple is no longer in the body of 9 Tails Jinchuriki. Oh. Impure world reincarnation. White Zetsu was stunned. Then Nagato has a better chance of winning? On the contrary. Black Zetsu said in a deep voice. Becoming a perfect Jinchuriki is impossible with the help of others. That's why Madara didn't bother to become the 9 Tails Jinchuriki back then, that controlled the 9 Tails to fight. If you want to become a perfect Jinchuriki, you need to reach a reconciliation with the Tail Beast, and to get this power is not what Nagato can compete with today. Black Zetsu spoke in half, and did not continue. Perfect Jinchuriki. The result that all ninja villages dream of. But among all known Jinchuriki, besides Cloud Shinobi's 8 tails, there are only 9 Tails Jinchuriki, Uzumaki Naruto. Black Zetsu didn't even know how Naruto did it. Is it that powerful? White Zetsu was puzzled, didn't Obito control 9 Tails very easily back then? Nagato has Rinnegan after all, The voice did not fall. Boom. Suddenly there was a loud noise in the battlefield, and a majestic gold fox stood proudly. The manic chakra was stirring, and the surroundings were already in ruins. None of 6 paths pain can stand on the battlefield. Some were chopped into pieces, and some were smashed directly. Some heads were inserted into the soil, and some were even embedded in the ruins. Hungry Kido absorbs chakra's power, it's still not enough, Naruto picked up the evil Kido who was only in half. Gently squeeze it hard, and it will explode directly. Rinnegan absorbs chakra, which also has a power cap. This is the ability of the Otsutsuki clan. However, Uchiha Madara obviously didn't fully develop this ability. Even more so with Nagato. Being able to absorb a large-scale ninjutsu is already the limit. Naruto reckoned that if the hungry Kido met Jiraiya's Gomon, he would evaporate immediately. Jiraiya's hard power is, after all, very strong. It's just that pain at that time had also grown to a certain extent. Let Nagato face Jiraiya at this time. Even if it can cause damage to Jiraiya, in the end, Jiraiya will definitely win. Obvious. The current Nagato has not yet grown to its full form. Naruto didn't even push much. The pure Nine Tails chakra broke out and crushed, and Six Paths' pain was powerless to fight back. Gold's demon fox dissipated. Naruto landed slowly, holding a black nail in his hand. He walked forward slowly and looked at Tiandao Pain, who was embedded in the ruins. Tiandao Pain has lost his pupils at this moment. Apparently, Nagato is still trying to connect his puppet. Naruto waited for a while. After feeling the chakra of Tiandao Pain, smile slightly. You lost. The power of Nine Tails is beyond your control, right? Naruto played with the nail in his hand. What do you want to say? Tiandao Pain responded coldly. He did not deny his failure, but he did not bow his head to the enemy either. I want to meet with you and talk about a deal. Naruto grinned. You and I are not technically enemies. My dad killed Danzo, which is half of your revenge. How to say? Should I go to find you, or do you come here by yourself?